Israel. First, gonna all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. All praises due. Today's video, man, we're gonna be in James chapter 2. Been meaning to make this video, man. The title of the video is probably gonna be Faith and Works, man. James chapter 2 is very great chapter to read on, man. If you have not, I really suggest you reading on this, man. I'm gonna go through the whole chapter today, so if you ain't read it, you can read it along with me. But we're gonna be James chapter 2 for I think this entire video. So we're gonna start at verse 1. James chapter 2. My brethren, have not the faith of our Lord Yahushua HaMashiach, the Lord of glory, with respect to persons. For if there come unto your own assembly a man with a gold ring in goodly apparel, and there come in also a poor man in vile raiment, and ye have respect to him that weareth the gay clothing, and say unto him, Sit thou here in a good place, and say to the poor, Stand thou there, or sit here under my footstool. Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? This little parable right here is just talking about, like, you can't have respected persons. And respected persons meaning that you judge differently depending on who the person is. So for the example they gave you, man, you can't have a different type of judgment that you would give. You can't have different type of respect levels for someone who is rich and someone who's poor. That's what it says. You can't say to the rich person, come sit here in a good place, and say to the poor, stand over there under the footstool. Like, you can't do that. You have to treat someone that's homeless the same amount of respect that you would treat someone who's rich. Verse 5. Hearken, my beloved brethren, have not the power chosen the poor of this world, rich in faith, heirs of the kingdom, which he hath promised to them that love them, to them that love him. This pretty much saying, like, the scriptures it calls us rich, but in this whole society, bro, they know us as the poor, bro. You so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, bro, they call us poor. We always in low of the lows, like we're never on high anywhere. Like, we never have our own thing. Everything we had has been taken away from us. That's why the world calls us poor. But that's why in the scriptures, bro, it says we're rich in faith. And we know we are heirs to the kingdom. So this is what this is talking about right here. Verse 6. But ye have despised the poor. Do not the rich men oppress you and draw you before their judgment seats? Do not they blaspheme that worthy name by that which ye are called? Verse 8. Here's the meat of this whole, pretty much this entire chapter. If ye fulfill the royal law according to the scripture, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself, ye do well. Notice that it says royal law. The royal law, in order for something to be called a royal law, it has to be established by someone who is of royalty. And Yahushua is the king of the Jews. He's king of us. He's our master. He's our king. That's why his law is the royal law. Moses was never a law. He was never a king. That's why the scripture refers to his word as the cardinal law. Pretty much a note I have written down right here. I said, Moses' law was a cardinal law because in order for a law to be royal, it must come from a king. Like I said, Moses was not a king, but Yahushua was. Like I just stated, man, Yahushua was the king. Moses was never deemed the king of Israel. He was never deemed the king of the nations at all. He was merely a man that came to save us out of, our first slavery, which was in Egypt. Verse 9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin and have convinced of the law as transgressors. So you cannot have respect to persons, bro. You have to respect everyone and judge everyone according to the same, the same standard. Verse 10. For whosoever shall keep the law, the whole law, and yet offend at one point, ye is guilty of all. Verse 11. For he that said, do not commit adultery, and say also, do not kill. Now if thou commit no adultery, yet if thou kill, thou art become a transgressor of the law. This is exactly what Pharisees do, bro. So this is what they tell you. They tell you have to keep 613 laws in the current day and age that we live in. Now, how in the world is that even physically possible, bro? If they couldn't keep it in the ancient world, how in the hell could we possibly keep it over here in slavery, bro? In captivity, where we at still? Like, they tell you that you have to, females can't wear pants. They tell we can't eat shrimp, crab, or lobster. We can't eat pork. Like, you can't, they said you can't wear two different types of fabrics. Well, I know they don't keep. Bro, one of the laws said that if you have two different type of fabrics on, you're sinning. So for example, if your shirt is made out of polyester and your pants are cotton, that's a sin. Like, how ridiculous would that be trying to keep that in this day and age? That is stupid. Like, that's just dumb, bro. Like, and then there's another one that they have to when they have the sacrifices for their Like, say for like the Day of Atonement, they had to sacrifice something, bro. Or I forgot what it was they had to sacrifice for. An animal. They had to get an animal from their own flock that was out without spot or blemish. There is not one person in this world that has their own flock that's black, Hispanic, or African. No, that's black, Hispanic, or Native American, bro. You don't have your own flock. You don't have a farm full of animals. And let alone, you can't just kill them and sacrifice them. Like, you're not allowed to do that. It's a law. It's against the law. You know, this governmental law. You can't do that, bro. So that's how I know they're keeping the laws, bro. And let alone without spot or blemish, you have to have a perfect animal. They over there going to Walmart and Pete's and shit, getting their meat and jewel and sacrificing it and saying that's and cooking it up, saying that was a sacrifice for the Lord. That's why they tell you to keep it to the best of their ability. But right here it says, verse 10, for whosoever shall keep the whole law and yet offend at one point, he is guilty of all. There are 613 laws in the laws of Moses that we had to keep back then. If you kept all 612 and couldn't make one of them, you were guilty of all of them, bro. That's why it's called the yoke of bondage, bro. It was terrible, bro. That's why people would go off, but we couldn't keep the law. We couldn't keep the commandments that the laws that Moses has set in place, bro. We weren't able to do that. Verse 12. This is why I say we are under the law of liberty, bro. This is why a rod of iron we have pushed this law of liberty. Look at verse 12. James chapter 2. So speak ye and so do, as they shall be judged by the law of liberty, not the law of Moses, the law of liberty. The law of liberty, liberty meaning freedom, the law of freedom. That's why Yahushua said his yoke is easy. His yoke is easy, bro. Not compared to the law of Moses where we were in bondage. His yoke is easy, man. It's very easy, bro. Very easy. All we got to do is love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, soul, and strength. And the second is like unto it, thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. On these two hang on the commandments. That's it, bro. That's it, bro. He comprised it into two. That's it. Nothing but that's freedom. That's not worrying about trying to eat shrimp, crab, or lobster, or pork, or, you know, trying to wear different type of fabrics, or trying to make sure that women are wearing pants and wearing dress all day, or wearing fringes with every clothing you have. Like, no, bro. No. Verse 13. For he shall have judgment without mercy that have showed no mercy, and mercy rejoiceth against judgment. Verse 14. What do it profit, my brethren, though a man say he have faith and have not works? Can faith save him? If a brother or sister be naked and destitute of daily food, and one of you say unto them, depart in peace, be ye warmed and filled, notwithstanding ye give them not those things which are needful to the body, what do it profit? Even so, if it have not works, is dead being. If so, faith, if it have not works, is dead being alone. That's why people always say faith without works is dead, bro. You can have faith in something, bro, but if you don't prove it through your works, it's dead, bro. You have to prove everything through your works, and you're not going to be judged by your works. That's why we're under grace, but you do have to put in work, bro. You can't just sit back and say you got faith in something, bro, and then just not put in no work. That's like saying you believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but you don't read his word. You have no works. You have no works, bro. By their fruits you shall know them, bro. You got to have fruits. Yeah, you can have a tree that's built upon the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, but if you don't have the fruits of, you know, produce good fruit, which is what? Trying to read this word, bro. Preaching this word if you can, bro. Trying to encourage people through the word. You know, things of that nature, bro. Using your gifts that the Most High gave you, using that to help people, encourage and get closer to the Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, bro. That's what you have to do. You have to have works, having faith, bro. They have to go hand in hand. Verse 18. Yea, a man may say, thou hast faith and I have works. Show me thy faith without thy works, and I will show thee my faith by my works. So I'm not gonna lie, when I read verse 18, bro, I was really confused. So then I had went to the New Living Testament. I'm gonna pull up on my phone just to get like a more a layman's, not saying what a layman's term, I guess it is like a layman's term kind of thing. Just breaking it down a little further because I was trying to read it, bro, and I just wasn't getting that verse. So that's why you can use other Bibles, bro, but you have to chew the meat and spit out the bones, bro. So this is James chapter 2, verse 18, but this is the New Living Testament, just to give you a better understanding of what verse 18 was saying. Now someone may argue, some people have faith, others have good deeds. But I say, how can you show me your faith if you don't have good deeds? And I will show you my faith by my good deeds. That's what I'm saying. Like, you know, you have faith, but, you know, the works that you produce with it shows how strong your faith is. So you have to have works. Like I said, they have to go hand in hand, bro. Verse 19. This is another big precept that helped me a lot, too, with just building upon faith. Thou believest, like I said, you have to have, of course, you're supposed to have faith, bro. But like I said, you need works to back it up. Look at verse 19. Thou believest that there is one power, thou do as well. The devils also believe and tremble. Do you see that, bro? It says the devils also believe and tremble. He said, just because you have faith, that's cool, bro. The devils also have faith that the Most High lives, that he's true. That he's an existing God and power. But, you know, you're going to compare, you're on the same level as the devil at that point, bro. You believe and say, yes, Yahweh Hashem Shah, I know that's a person. I know he exists. Cool. Devils also believe, and what does it say? They believe and tremble. That goes to show you that the devils and the demons all tremble at the Most High, bro. He's almighty for a reason, bro. He's almighty. He has a right and a left hand. They got to, and they end of the day got to look, you know, the demons, then Satan, then the Most High, bro. Everybody falls under him, bro. Satan has zero power, bro. He didn't have power until the Most High gave it to him. You can read that in Job chapter 1. He did not have power over anything until the Most High gave it to him, bro. Verse 20. I'm going to read verse 19 again. Thou believest that there is one God, thou do as well. The devils also believe and tremble. But without know, O vain man, that faith without works is dead. That's what I said, bro. You got to put that in effect right now. You got to put in works right now. Was not Abraham our father justified by works when he offered up Isaac his son upon the altar? Yes, he was. Seest thou has faith wrought with his works, and by works was his faith made perfect. That is true, bro. Abraham offered up his only son, Isaac, bro, knowing that the Most High said that your son will hold the bloodline of the rest of the generations. And Abraham was still willing to give up his son and sacrifice him to the Most High. That, like, he had faith, of course, bro, but his works, what were his works? Being willing to sacrifice his own son without asking any questions, bro. Without any question. That's how much faith he had in the Most High, and his work showed. So, you got to have that faith like Abraham, bro. Verse 23. And the scripture was fulfilled, which said, Abraham believeth God, and it was imputed unto him for righteousness. And he was called the friend of God. He was called the friend of God because his works proved by his faith was proven by his works. Verse 24. Ye see then how that by works a man is justified and not by faith alone. Just how we said about Abraham. Likewise, also was not Rahab the harlot justified by works when she had received the messengers and had sent them their other way? You can read that in Joshua chapter 2 about Rahab and how her faith was shown by her works. For as the body without the spirit is dead. I'm going to read that again. For as the body without the spirit is dead, so faith without works is dead also. Like I said, your body is only functioning, only moving because your spirit is within it. The moment that spirit is taken out of the body is immovable. It's dead, bro. That's why when someone gives their last breath, their spirit leaves their mouth and their body, bro, and they die. It's the same way. You have faith. Think of faith as the body, bro, and your works are the spirit that live within the body. If you take out the works, the faith is dead. It's the same thing, bro. So, yeah, but this podcast is gonna be kind of like a part 1 to my faith video. I got another part coming soon, bro. It's gonna be Hebrews chapter 11. I'm about to film that right now. But I'm about to put this one up, man. Like I said, your faith in your works, bro. That's it. Faith and works. Faith is nothing without the works, bro. Just take that into consideration, bro. Like I said, reread James chapter 2, bro. This is a phenomenal read, bro. Without a shadow of a doubt. Law of liberty, man. So, shalom, y'all. Stay tuned to part 2.